Hi, I'm Angel. Thanks for stopping by. I'm here to give you 5 tips. If you are an Instacart customer, aka an online shopper via an Instacart in person shopper like myself, I want to offer you these 5 tips. Number one is remember that we may be traumatized. The first couple months that I was an Instacart shopper, I was in a traumatized state most of the time. Between, trying to follow Google, not knowing my way around. It was in the start of the pandemic, so that added a whole level. Um, People were, a lot of checkers are often rude to us, not all, but sometimes. Just there's every hour there's something that can happen that could put us in a traumatized state. So try to be nice. I guess that's my plea, number one. And also remember, that we're getting your food, so you're going to get the best results. And I'm not saying you're going to get bad results. If you're not nice, you won't. I mean, most of the time. But um, especially if you're going to ask favors or, you know, um, have a particularly big order or a hard to find address, then be nice. A little please and thank you goes a long way with most human beings, and Instacart shoppers are no exception to that. I have some little notes here. So, number two, take time to set your settings properly before each shop. If you have them set the same way, then great. Like if you don't mind getting my best guess at a substitution, which by the way is given to me by the app. So only sometimes will I override the app to make a substitution that I either have been requested to make or that I feel is more appropriate for obvious, maybe it's something obvious. Um, I'm dealing, I being the Instacart shopper in this instance, but we are dealing with a an app, a machine, so it's not a human being, and we're doing the best we can within that. But it is timing us all the time, and it wants us to be as fast as possible, and it doesn't want us to refund. Both of those things we are docked for, basically. So we're encouraged to make substitutions from the list. And so if you want real specific substitutions, or if you don't want substitutions, then make sure your settings are set properly so that we can just zip through that, and it at least doesn't cost us time if we have to give refunds, or we can do our best to find what you need and provide you the best customer service possible. Number three, remember that we are rated by the second amongst our fellow Instacart shoppers. I gotta change position here. Amongst our fellow Instacart shoppers, and just with regards to how the jobs are set up, what we're offered next in the future, and also when sometimes they prioritize who's shown jobs, and it's prioritized by this second rating that we have. So when you, as a online shopper, ask your in-person shopper to go across the store several times with a cart full of stuff, to if you've changed your mind or look for something, or you forgot to set your settings right, or you just have really long, like even sometimes if it's a really nice message, which I love to get, but multiple nice messages sometimes interrupt the flow. And so no matter what kind of message they are, it interrupts the flow, and can cost many seconds to our rating, basically. Personally, I love giving good customer service. I find the job much more rewarding if I can feel like I'm making people happy. So I don't mind taking extra time. In fact, I enjoy taking extra time sometimes to find just the right thing, or help somebody get exactly what they need. I just also really appreciate if they can be concise, if they can be polite and nice about it, and ideally if they can tell me things like that at the very beginning of the shop so that I can incorporate any changes that aren't on my list early on in the shop instead of, toward the end or when I'm already across the store with a shopping cart full of stuff. Keeping in mind that sometimes we have 2 or even 3 or more orders in our basket, so it can get pretty full. Sometimes single orders are pretty full. Number 4, related to the same thing. Remember that we are pushing a cart. That's what I just got into number 4, didn't I? We're pushing this heavy cart. It's not always heavy, but a lot of times it is. A lot of times it has more than just your order in it. It might have 2 or 3 orders in it. And so what to you is just a quick, hey, could you look for this, or could you put that back and get this instead? While I love doing that for people, sometimes it gets kind of comical when I'm pushing a huge cart full of stuff. And just as a kind of tangent to that, keep in mind that we're, if you're ordering more things than you would ever try to push around in a cart in a store because it doesn't fit in the cart or it doesn't fit on the, on the belt at the store, keep in mind there is a human being on the other end of that who's dealing with that. So number 5, clear communication. I've already gotten to this in other ways, but I think it's worth its own point. Being clear and concise and friendly and early is important. I wrote early, friendly, and short. So please be polite. We sometimes, you're our main, interaction for the day. That's actually my next, getting ahead of myself already. But politeness is especially important when you have these only short interactions with other human beings, I think. I mean, it's really should be always important, but we're not having time to build rapport with people. So, pleases and thank yous, a little please, a little thank you goes a long way in the world of Instacart shopping. I think in both directions. I try to be polite back as well. And I didn't do that when I first started because I was so traumatized. So, I guess back to my first point, I hope that you can remember that a lot of people, there's more and more people entering what's called the gig economy, more and more people shopping for Instacart. And a lot of them are going to be new at it. A lot of them are going to be traumatized a lot of the time. So maybe give them a break or give them a little kind word. I really appreciate it when people tell me they appreciate me and say thank you, for doing their shopping, and sometimes give me a little personal note. Those are my favorite. So that brings me to bonus number 6, which is just that you could be, you're an integral part of someone's day when you're doing your online shopping and pressing that button, whatever. I don't even know, I don't even know what it looks like. There is the thing. There's this big disconnect between the shopper online and the shopper in person, I feel like. And that's part of why I'm making this and a few other videos in this series, is I feel like we could all do a better job of connecting as human beings. It's our food, after all. It's your food. It's a very personal thing. And it's, as a shopper, it's my day, it's my life, it's my time. And so, again, those little things like saying please and thank you, like being considerate and trying to communicate as effectively as possible, that's going to make the world a better place for all of us. So those are my 5+1 bonus tips, suggestions for customers or online shoppers of Instacart, or probably other online shopping. I haven't worked for any of them, but and just to recap, remember that we may be traumatized. So say your please and say please and thank you, your basic politeness. Number 2, take time to correct your settings before the shop each time if necessary. Number 3, remember that we are rated by the second, so be considerate of that. And we love to help, but please be concise in your requests. Number 4, remember that we're pushing a cart, sometimes a very heavy cart full of stuff, not just your stuff. Often we're given, and just as a little side asterisk, we don't have control over those batches. We have control of what we accept to some extent, but those are put together by somebody else, so we're just following orders there. Number 5, clear communication. Be early, be friendly, and be short in your requests and communications with your Instacart shoppers. We appreciate it. And of course, bonus, remember that you are an integral part of someone else's day, just like they are a part of your day. So let's all try to do as best we can at being kind to each other, getting along. Those are my tips for online shoppers. I would love it if you have any questions. If you've started ordering things through Instacart and you have some questions that I did not answer, I would love to address those. So please do put those in the comments. If you are a Instacart shopper like me and you want to add anything in those comments as well, as far as tips for our online shoppers that you wish they knew, please put those in the comments. You can find other ways of connecting with me and supporting me in the description. I hope you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I wish you lightheartedness, love, peaceful conflict resolution, productive communication. Don't forget to play every day and drive forward.